दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा, सबसे विस्तारित और कठिन भौगोलिक स्थितियों के बीच इतना सुरक्षित वैक्सीनेशन अभियान चलाया। कई राज्य और विशेष तौर से टूरिज्म की दृष्टि से महत्वपूर्ण राज्य जैसे गोवा, उत्तराखंड, हिमाचल जैसे राज्यों ने 100% सिंगल डोज वैक्सीनेशन का लक्ष्य हासिल कर लिया है। आज देश के दूर सुदूर गांवों में जब 100% वैक्सीनेशन की खबरें आती हैं तो मन को संतोष होता है। यह प्रमाण है हमारे हेल्थ सिस्टम की मजबूती का, हमारी टीम डिलीवरी का, हमारे हेल्थ केयर वर्कर्स के डेडिकेशन और कमिटमेंट का, और देश के सामान्य मानवी के अनुशासन और विज्ञान में उनके विश्वास का। हमारे देश में जल्दी ही नेजल वैक्सीन और दुनिया की पहली डीएनए वैक्सीन भी शुरू होगी। साथियों, कोरोना के खिलाफ भारत की लड़ाई शुरू से ही वैज्ञानिक सिद्धांतों, वैज्ञानिक परामर्श और वैज्ञानिक पद्धति पर आधारित रही है। पिछले 11 महीने से देश में वैक्सीनेशन अभियान चल रहा है। देशवासी इसके लाभ भी महसूस कर रहे हैं। उनकी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी सामान्य हो रही है। आर्थिक गतिविधियां भी दुनिया के कई देशों की तुलना में उत्साहजनक रही हैं। लेकिन साथियों, हम सभी जानते हैं कि कोरोना अभी गया नहीं है। ऐसे में सतर्कता बहुत जरूरी है। देश को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए, देशवासियों को सुरक्षित रखने के लिए हमने निरंतर काम किया है। जब वैक्सीनेशन शुरू हुआ तो उसमें भी वैज्ञानिक सुझावों के आधार पर ही ये तय किया गया कि पहली डोज किसे देना शुरू किया जाए, पहली और दूसरी डोज में कितना अंतराल हो, स्वस्थ लोगों को कब वैक्सीन लगे, जिन्हें कोरोना हो चुका है उन्हें कब वैक्सीन लगे, और जो कोमॉर्बिडिटी से ग्रस्त हैं उन्हें कब वैक्सीन लगे। ऐसे निर्णय लगातार किए गए और ये परिस्थितियों को संभालने में काफी मददगार भी साबित हुए हैं। भारत ने अपनी स्थिति परिस्थिति के अनुसार भारत के वैज्ञानिकों के सुझाव पर ही अपने निर्णय लिए हैं। वर्तमान में ओमिक्रॉन की चर्चा जोरों पर चल रही है। विश्व में इसके अनुभव भी अलग अलग है, अनुमान भी अलग अलग है। भारत के वैज्ञानिक भी इस पर पूरी बारीकी से नजर रखे हुए हैं, इस पर काम कर रहे हैं। हमारे वैक्सीनेशन को आज जब 11 महीने पूरे हो चुके हैं तो सारी चीजों का वैज्ञानिकों ने जो अध्ययन किया है और विश्व भर के अनुभवों को देखते हुए आज कुछ निर्णय लिए गए हैं। आज अटल जी का जन्मदिन भी है, क्रिसमस का त्योहार भी है, तो मुझे लगा कि इस निर्णय को आप सबके साथ साझा करना चाहिए। साथियों, 15 साल से 18 साल की आयु के बीच के जो बच्चे हैं, अब उनके लिए देश में वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 में 3 जनवरी को सोमवार के दिन से इसकी शुरुआत की जाएगी। ये फैसला कोरोना के खिलाफ देश की लड़ाई को तो मजबूत करेगा ही, स्कूल कॉलेजों में जा रहे हमारे बच्चों की और उनके माता पिता की चिंता भी कम करेगा। साथियों, हम सबका अनुभव है कि जो कोरोना वॉरियर्स हैं, हेल्थ केयर और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स हैं, इस लड़ाई में देश को सुरक्षित रखने में उनका बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। वो आज भी कोरोना के मरीजों की सेवा में अपना बहुत समय बिताते हैं। इसलिए प्रिकॉशन की दृष्टि से सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है कि हेल्थ केयर और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स को वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज भी प्रारंभ की जाए। इसकी शुरुआत 2022 में 10 जनवरी सोमवार के दिन से की जाएगी। साथियों, कोरोना वैक्सीन का अब तक का ये भी अनुभव है कि जो अधिक आयु वाले हैं और पहले से ही किसी न किसी गंभीर बीमारी से पीड़ित है, उन्हें प्रिकॉशन लेना सलाह योग्य है। इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए 60 वर्ष से ऊपर की आयु के कोमॉर्बिडिटी वाले नागरिकों को उनके डॉक्टर की सलाह पर वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज का विकल्प उनके लिए उपलब्ध होगा। ये भी 10 जनवरी से प्रारंभ होगा। साथियों, मेरा एक आग्रह है कि अफवाह, भ्रम और डर पैदा करने के जो प्रयास चल रहे हैं, उनसे बचना चाहिए। हम सभी देशवासियों ने मिलकर अब तक दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा वैक्सीनेशन अभियान चलाया है। आने वाले समय में हमें इसको और गति देनी है और विस्तार देना है। हम सभी के प्रयास ही कोरोना के खिलाफ इस लड़ाई में देश को मजबूत करेंगे। आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Well, there you have it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announcing officially that vaccine for children will be rolled out from the 3rd of Jan. Big news coming in. Vaccine for kids between 15 and 18 years will be rolled out on the 3rd of Jan. This comes even as just moments earlier, news came out that the DCGI approved vaccine for kids above the age of 12. Now we believe that vaccine for children between the age group of 15 to 18 will be administered the vaccine post 3rd of Jan. It appears the Prime Minister, very well planned, has come out with a big announcement here for vaccination to kids between the age of 15 to 18. He's officially now declared that 3rd of Jan will be the day of the rollout. Of course, speaking about the festive season, on the Omicron threat as well, and urging people not to let their guard down at a time like this when we're seeing mutated variants of the virus, and also assuring the country that all preparation has been done in case of a surge. Let me cut across to Rahul Srivastav joining us more on that. Rahul, here booster doses to begin from 10th of January. Vaccine for children between the age group of 15 to 18 to begin on the 3rd of January. Prime Minister himself coming out to make this statement in his address to the country.
Nabila, 2 days ago, the Prime Minister held a high-level review meeting as far as the Omicron virus threat and the mitigating efforts which the government has to make. And after that, it was very clear that there were two expectations. Largely, one was expecting that there would be a direction from the Prime Minister as far as the new timeline for the booster doses is concerned, because that's one path that other countries have already taken, and India was slightly trailing. Though we have, as the Prime Minister said, vaccinated 61% with full dose of 2 and over 90% as far as one single dose is concerned. But the fact is that with Omicron posing a threat in which the virus spreads faster, it multiplies perhaps 3 times faster than the last variant.
Rahul, I'd like you to stay with us. I'm going to quickly cut across to Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw. A quick word, Ms. Shaw, about what Prime Minister Modi had to say right now. He's declared that on the 3rd of Jan, vaccines for kids between the age of 15 to 18 will be rolled out. On the 10th of Jan, booster doses could be rolled out. It's a huge declaration coming in from the Prime Minister himself.
Yes, I think this is extremely important because I think, children do need to start getting vaccinated to get back to school. And I'm sure that even though we start with 15-year-olds on the 3rd of January, I'm sure it won't be too long before the 12-year-olds will also get vaccinated. So this is extremely important, an announcement that the Prime Minister has made. And I also welcome the news on the additional vaccination for people over the age of 60.
Right. Speaking of the booster doses, India, of course, still contemplating on whether or not. But here's the Prime Minister who's already announced that on the 10th of Jan, booster doses will be finally rolled out for people who want to take it. If you could give us a perspective on a booster dose, how would that really help India fight this pandemic?
Well, I think there is a huge concern around the very rapid spread of Omicron. And I think there is data that suggests that giving a third, dose or the booster dose does help to basically, mitigate the severity of the disease by 80%. So I think that kind of data is extremely important to build on, and I think giving booster doses to people who are vulnerable. Because again, I think it's very well thought out that it's only the elderly who really are at risk in terms of the Omicron virus. And I think giving them an extra shot is always going to help.
Right. Here, Prime Minister, of course, at a time like this, also urging people not to let their guard down. This is the festive season. He's spoken about India's successful vaccine drive, but yet things are still delicate at a time like this. The Omicron threat, India, of course, needs to keep its guard up. Your word on that?
No, absolutely. I think Omicron is ravaging the world. I think we are seeing a huge and rapid spread of Omicron the world over, and India is no exception. So I do, and as many epidemiologists and virologists have predicted, they've basically said that it's peaked in South Africa, it's going to peak in the UK in 2 weeks' time, it is expected to peak in the US in 4 weeks' time, and I think it's expected to peak in India by the middle of February. So we do have to, be pragmatic and be prepared in terms of this Omicron wave. And if we are prepared with, these booster shots and vaccinating the children, I think we will be in a much better place.
Right, Ms. Shaw, Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking of vaccine for kids between 15 to 18, and this was approved a little while ago, and now on the 3rd of January, the doses will be rolled out. Do you believe that vaccine producers have ramped up enough material to be rolling out a large consignment, because you have a huge population of the age group of 15 to 18 in India?
Yes, I think, I'm sure all necessary arrangements are being made to deploy these vaccines. And the good news is that India no longer is in a state of vaccine inadequacy. I think all vaccine makers are producing to full capacity. And I therefore believe that we are in a much stronger position than we were during the Delta wave.
Right, Ms. Shaw, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Let me quickly cut across to Rahul Srivastava. Rahul, here Kiran Mazumdar Shaw as well, speaking on the lines of Prime Minister Modi. India needs a vaccine for kids as soon as possible, while many other countries have already are leaps ahead. They've already rolled out vaccine for children close to a year ago. India finally gives a nod to Covaxin for vaccinating kids above the age of 12. Prime Minister Modi now just makes an announcement that on the 3rd of Jan, vaccine for kids between the age of 15 to 18 will be rolled out. Booster doses for healthcare workers will be rolled out on the 10th of Jan.
Namita, could you repeat the question to me?
Right. Well, stay with us, Rahul. I'm going to cut across to Shashank Joshi, COVID Task Force Maharashtra. Shashank, here's Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has made an announcement of vaccines for children between the age of 15 to 18 to be rolled out on the 3rd of Jan. Booster doses for healthcare frontline workers and those in danger, of course, to be rolled out on the 10th of Jan. 3rd for children and booster doses on the 10th.
So I think this is a very welcome step, and I think it is covering the frontline, the healthcare workers, as well as senior citizens, as well as people who are between 15 and 18 years old, which are predominantly people in the 10th and 12th standard. It's a welcome step by the Prime Minister. He also deals with the need for COVID-appropriate behavior and masking, which is very important in the current times.
Right. Shashank, of course, many parents are apprehensive to send their children to schools. It's been close to 2 years that kids have stayed home. It's had a huge impact on their educational system, their curriculum. This, of course, has come as a massive relief and a great Christmas gift just at the time of festivities and amid the Omicron threat. All right, I'm going to cut across to Rahul Srivastava. Rahul, over to you, Rahul. Your take on Prime Minister Modi making this big announcement today on Christmas Day. Just a little while ago, we got news that DCGI has approved vaccine for kids between the age group of 12, or rather above the age group of 12. And now Prime Minister Modi says on the 3rd of January, as soon as the 3rd of Jan, you're going to be looking at vaccine for children between the age group of 15 to 18, booster doses for adults, healthcare workers, frontline workers at the earliest.
Nabila, yes, what the Prime Minister has done is a pragmatic call has been taken. Now, why I say a pragmatic call has been taken, that if you see the 3 categories which are announced, they are the 3 areas where the government needed certain degree of fixing. One, the below 18 have not been vaccinated, and after continuous testing, now it seems that the vaccine machinery is prepared for taking on that challenge. And that is why, since these are students who are elder in age compared to the younger ones, who need to be appearing in boards, need to be out for practicals and a lot of things. I think there is a practicality element here that these people will start getting the vaccination, because institutions, the government will like to remain open till the time there is a very severe threat. The second very important element is frontline workers and health workers will be given a booster dose. Why that's being done? Because at any time, if there is a spread, and since Omicron spreads 3 times faster than the last variant, the health infrastructure needs to be insulated and inoculated against any menace of the future, because they need to be there in case there is an outbreak. The Prime Minister listed all that infrastructure which has been created, but it will be a waste if the frontline workers and health workers have not been insulated against any spread of Omicron. And that's why the decision that they will be getting the booster doses from the 10th. Then
Right.
the government wants to keep the fatalities down.
Right. I'm going to quickly cut across to Ashok Seth, who is the chairman of Fortis Hospitals. Dr. Ashok, a big move coming